BuzzEdit allows you to create a custom hoop layout. This means that you would actually take the fabric out of the hoop and rehoop it to stitch out your completed design. In this example, I have purchased this design in the DST format from embroiderylibrary.com. The overall dimensions of the design are 9.2 by 8.98, so approximately 9 by 9. If I open it into my ULT hoop, which is approximately 6 by 10, you can see that it does not fit in one hooping, so I'm going to have to create a custom hoop layout. I'd like to create approximately a 10-inch by 10-inch layout. So I'm going to go to my View, Hoop Properties, and select the Create Custom Hoop. I'm going to select it in the horizontal format, so that's 10 1/4 by 6.3, and the hoop arrangement will be 2 ULT hoops, top and bottom, and the distance between the hoops, the default is 1.97. If I take 10 inches, which is what I wanted my hoop to be height-wise, and subtract the 6.3, I will get approximately 3.85. Actually, I'd get 3.7, but I'm going to put the distance between the hoops to be 3.85. So I'm going to select OK, and that has created my custom hoop. If I'd like to name this hoop so that I can use it in the future and know what it's for, I can call it Pillow Front. That means, since I like to purchase a lot of designs from embroiderylibrary.com, and they have many beautiful pillow fronts, I can use this hoop template to split my designs. So I'm going to click OK, make sure my hoop is selected, and again click OK. Oops, I guess I didn't make sure of that. Hoop Properties. Where did my pillow front go? Click OK. OK. This dark black border shows me the outer hoop dimension. So you notice that my entire pillow front will fit in this hoop, but it tells me to please move these stitches into a hoop section. So I need to split it into 2 sections. And from the Tools menu, I can choose to auto split for multi-hoop if I'd like, and into the fewest hoop sections, which will use these 2 hoop sections at the end of the time graph here. This is the option I'd like to select. Click OK, and the software determines the best way that it thinks is to split the design into 2 sections. So it has divided it in half for hoop number 1 and then hoop number 2. If I don't like the way that it has chosen to split the design, I can go to Edit, Undo Auto Hoop, and I'm going to use my Slice tool. So I'm going to select my Slice tool, and let's zoom in here a minute, because this is going to be where it's possibly going to split. If I click on the top hoop flag, I notice that this red boundary line shows me everything that will fit in this top hoop. So if I slide this over, I can see that pretty much everything below this or above this bottom of this heart will fit into the top hoop. That's perfectly fine by me. So I'm going to use my Slice tool, and I'm going to click once to anchor my slicing, click once again because I want to chop it under here, and I'm going to click around so that I go and get all of the stitches that I need without taking anything extra, and slice across the side here, and hit the Enter key or double click, and it asks me, do I want to insert needle points along to avoid the gaps? Yes. Do I want to feather? I'll choose yes. My feathering distance, I'll do it at 0.2. You can set that to what you'd like. This will work fine on this design. Click OK, and it segments my design so that I can take out the bottom section and assign it to the bottom hoop. And now I can double click to select the top and put this in the top hoop. So I have chosen the best way I think is possible to segment my design. Now, in order to line this back up at the machine, I need to put in my alignment lines. So I go to the Tools menu, and I want to insert multiple hoop alignment stitches. I can choose my stitch color, and for this example I'm just going to choose black because it's not used in this design. I would choose any color I want, but I'm going to choose black, and the stitch length is the longest available for my machine because it's just a basting stitch. And I click OK. And what this does is, let's zoom in time here, it has inserted a line between the 2 sections so that the very last thing of hoop number 1 that stitches out is this alignment line. And the very first thing that stitches out in hoop number 2 is the alignment line. So you can use this to accurately line up your design with your hoops by stitching it out at your machine. Now, the other thing to make notice of in this design is when you do split a design, it does not know that these long stitches are supposed to be jumps. So it has created, these are the dashed lines which were part of the digitized process, but the portions that were split, and let's see if we can locate one here, there's one, from this point to this point, this was split because of the way that it was sliced. It will try to relocate itself, but it will try to stitch across this, not jump. So I select the stitch by holding down the Shift key and hitting the right arrow key one time, and from the pull down menu I'm going to change it to a jump. And I can simply go through here and click right before the spikes, because those are my long stitches, and change these each to jumps. If I click before one and I notice that it is already set to be a jump stitch, I will leave it alone. But I can go through my entire design and change the long stitches to jumps as need be, so that first of all my 3D preview will view correctly, and second of all, when I bring this design to the machine, it will know to relocate itself from point A to point B, as opposed to going as far as the machine will let it go.